And the non-uncovered match.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the semifinals of Grand Prix Providence here. We are going to be watching Paulo Vitor Rosa against James Rinkowicz. Always forget his last name. In the booth right now is Drew Levin, Alex Bergicini, and myself, Ray Punzlan.
Alright, so we're going to be looking at a matchup between Paulo's Bug Standstill deck and James Rinkowicz's Bant deck without any forcibles in it. So
yeah, I think that this is pretty bad for James matchup-wise.
Tropical Island, big player in this format.
Yeah.
Misty Rainforest, big player in this format. That's some of the crossover cards. They're both playing Tropical
Stoneforge
Island.
Mystic, big player in this format.
Yeah. So we have people trying to see. So what do you think James's best line is? We were already discussing that. We probably favor Paulo here because
I think that the only way you beat Paulo is a quick night into Wasteland locking.
Yeah,
him.
I feel like if
Just
Paulo
like
stumbles,
getting all of your Wastelands.
Yes, Paulo stumbles or gets some awkward draws like two standstills.
Like if Paulo hits like 5 lands, I'm pretty sure James is dead.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if both decks do what they try to do, James is not very favored. But I feel like any kind of stumbling, like the kind of deck that can punish Paulo stumbling, is James' deck. It has Wastelands, Night of Reliquaries, like Jace. I feel like, you know, if Paulo stumbles at all on anything or like color sources on like, you know, on not having a counterspell or removal spell, I feel like James can really maybe have a chance in this match for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, also don't forget, like if James manages to resolve a Jace, let's just say,
Sure.
Paulo's stuck with Go for the Throat, Smother, Innocent Blood, and Pernicious Deed.
Yeah.
So
No, Jace is very good in and against
yeah,
this Bugland still deck.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so we start off, and Daze might actually get PV. I mean, like, how often can he afford to play around it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure Paulo studying the deck list was like, okay.
Daze,
So Paulo on the die roll started off with a Wasteland on turn 1. Interesting how I was saying like you should always wait to leave the Wasteland till last, unless in a situation where you don't want to get your single.
Wait, hon, Paulo won the die roll?
I'm sorry, not Paulo.
Yeah, no, James did.
I got the wrong side.
So we're gonna get a Stoneforge Mystic,
Yeah.
which is gonna
James
probably get
on the
Force
right-
Willed.
James on the right hand, Paulo on the left.
Yeah. So I see a Jace and a Wasteland and 2 Force Wills in Paulo's hand.
Now, the thing to note about James's deck is that there's no Batterskull in it.
Right.
So we were
So
looking for a way, probably Umezawa Jit. I don't really see being a runner here.
No,
I
it's,
think
Sword of
probably
Feast
Sword
and
of Feast and Famine is. There's the bad boy.
Yeah.
Shiny sword.
So
James was running around looking for foil Stoneforge Mystics. To no avail. He's a very pretty legacy deck, but the
Yeah.
standard cards will get you.
couldn't just walk over to, you.
I don't have them. Not foil cobras.
Ah.
So here we have a Wasteland,
Wasteland, your Wasteland.
Yep.
Which belies
Which should
his
indicate-
land light position.
Exactly, because otherwise he'd try and get you on the Tundra, so that maybe he wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to get back in there. But yeah, absolutely right.
I mean, does Paulo have another land?
No,
No, he doesn't.
Paulo has a deed, multiple Force of Wills,
Yeah, so that's just go, right?
Jace, Counterspell.
Yeah, no,
Life Golem.
he has all of the cards in the world, but I don't know if letting that Stoneforge resolve was any good. I would have forced it pitching Force.
Maybe he was saving it in case he wanted to brainstorm. No, because he had more blue cards.
And he has a removal spell. That's an
Yeah.
Innocent Blood, by the way. And he drew a Ghastly Demise somewhere.
He's just afraid to use the Force on a Mystic when he has an Innocent Blood in play, because he knows that he doesn't have a Batterskull.
Sure. Right, but now he's gonna start getting sorted.
Of course, yeah. I guess he was just making the line. Yeah. He was just making the fact that maybe he would draw a black source. I still think Force pitching Counterspell would have been fine on that Mystic.
He drew the Counterspell.
So it would have been Force pitching Force?
Yeah.
Then it's really close. I wouldn't have made myself like naked like that to. Because even if he draws a Brainstorm, he has to fight over a Brainstorm now. If he has a Brainstorm and James dazes it, he needs to force that daze.
Yeah.
So
So
I
like
don't know.
you just force pitching Jace? That's so awkward. I mean, you have 4.
No, because now you don't have a blue card, right? There's only 3 blue cards in hand, 2 Forces and a Jace.
Yeah.
I would not force a will, leaving myself without a force of will again. Because like if again he needs to draw a Brainstorm or something like that.
So you just hold your forces then?
Maybe. I don't know. It's really close. If Paulo had forced the Mystic, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah, so what we're going to see here is equip, attack,
Yep.
untap my lands, Knight of the Reliquary.
Sort
Which
of
is
Feast of Famine.
exactly where James wants to
It
be.
untaps your dual lands, it untaps your Seachrome coasts. What more could you ask for?
For it to cut purse them, which it does.
To deal 2 damage to target creature or player, and then you draw a card.
Oh yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice, of course.
Yeah, that,
Your worst nightmare, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, you're a long-time Merfolk player. Which would you rather play against? Which do you want to see more?
Oh, yeah, Dismember
Sword of
is
Fire and Ice or ooh.
the Dismember.
That's
I
a
didn't see
good
that.
setup.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, me either. I thought that was a Ghastly Demise.
Oh, that changes everything. Was that in his opening, or did you just draw that again?
I think he had it.
Yeah, he must have had it. Okay. Then the force is definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was debatable without it, but with
Yeah.
the force, with the No,
So
he's
this is
got
just
forces.
Knight of the Reliquary here,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, sure, it's Knight of the Reliquary. It's not gonna resolve. Get rid of that standstill. No, don't get rid of the standstill. Get rid of the counterspell. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, get rid of the counterspell. Yep. It's a shame because like if you draw on a land, now you have counterspell. Like you don't have to 2-4 yourself anymore. But like
Yeah. I mean,
Paulo's
like
not in the position
way
to worry
that-
about
the
card
way you're
advantage.
getting into this game.
Yeah.
He's gonna get Dryad Arbor.
Yep.
Yep, suit that guy up.
You see, the thing is, like I said, this is the kind of match.
Uncounterable
This is the
threat.
kind of deck that will not let Paulo stumble. Like even another deck, Paulo can get back from stumbling here because he has counter spells. He can get back in here. But I mean,
Yeah. So
Paulo
this is
is
going to be
not-
equip, send, untap, Sylvan Library.
this deck is pretty good at punishing a stumble.
Yeah. Oh, and he even gets to free roll the Birds of Paradise.
Birds of Paradise, yeah.
Yep, birds, equip. Equip first. Definitely equip first. Because if he kills in response, then you just use the mana to play birds.
Yep. Oh no, he has another land, so yeah. Equip first is fine.
What are you doing,
We played
James?
Sylvan
This
Library,
is
Sylvan
not...
Library, Sylvan
No,
Library.
it's not good sequencing. What if he has another Dismember? Oh, he only plays
He
one.
only plays one.
Okay, so
I mean,
he's
I don't-
definitely getting in. But like,
Yes.
still, his sequencing is not good here.
Maybe he's just getting more information about what his opponent has. Like maybe if making his opponent force will another card now.
Sure.
Like now he's getting rid of like 3 cards in this turn.
Yeah.
He traded a Sylvan Library for now it's like an official oh man. Usually when you're mana screwed you have a lot of cards in your hand.
Yeah.
It's not really the case right now. I think it's fine. I mean,
Why is he holding on to that mental misstep?
why not?
What's he trying to
who,
misstep?
Paulo?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant James has a mental misstep in his hand, right?
No. Paulo, yeah,
They
there
both
we
have
go.
mental misstep, right?
Yeah,
James has a mental
that mental misstep, the one that's on the stack.
Yeah, but James has one also.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can care about it if you're
Yeah, if James lets that resolve for sure.
Yeah.
That brainstorm is gonna get really,
Really
find
spiked.
a wrong misstep. Yeah, wrong step taken there. All right, let's see. Paulo draws a Scalding Tarn. That'll get him back in this game.
Will it?
I think it's still a game.
How
I mean,
many
look
how many outs does he have to... I mean, I guess he has Deed for 0, right?
I mean, he has a deed in his hand.
Yeah. But, he can't
Um,
play Standstill.
No, no.
Edict.
Edict. Yep. There's number 1. Where's that Scrib Ranger? All right. So I mean, this game is
Brainstorm.
very much a game.
Instantly.
Yeah. So what about that main phase brainstorm? You don't approve of it too often, do you?
I mean, both of the cards in his hand are complete
I know, I
garbage.
know.
So here it's very real.
Yep. Bet James wish he had another Dryad Arbor.
So what's the Phyrexian watermarked card that James drew? Mental misstep?
Yeah, he had that in his hand already.
No, but he put it back.
Oh.
He definitely drew one.
It's a foil misstep.
Oh, okay.
He has foil ones and non-foil ones.
Gotcha.
I remember because he specifically asked me if I had the foil ones, so he didn't look like like sketchy running them. But Jace the Mind
Fate Seal you.
Sculptor. See, Paulo, that one is not going to be good for you.
Oh, Fate Seal me.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, because he just brainstormed.
Yeah. Paulo correctly.
Factory, Jace. Get back.
Wait, he just dredged into factory?
Yeah, dredge 2
Oh.
factories.
2 factories.
Yes.
Paulo, you are better than most. You are better than most. See? And all of a sudden we have a game, boys.
Yeah.
Now we have a game. That is a good game changer.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Tarmogoyf.
I feel like you just have to brainstorm here if you're James.
Sure.
Why
not?
you just have to get ahead on cards.
Sure. I mean, if you fate steal, yeah, fate stealing is.
No, this is awful.
Yeah.
Like, I can't agree with his line because, like, next turn Paulo just plays Jace.
Yeah. I mean, you can't fate steal your opponent.
Like, Paulo discards land that he had. Oh, deed, yeah, of course. Okay, that's realistic.
He had that. Oh
yeah,
game.
he had it.
The whole game.
Yeah. No, but, like, it's just gonna wreck James's board
Sure.
position.
Yeah, and those
Especially
vicious factors
since
are
he's
going to
fate
clean up
stealing.
Jace. Which is why, even more why he should be brainstorming, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to put the Jace up high enough till he draws another creature to block the Vicious Factory. Because eventually those factors are not going to be able to take down that Jace.
Sure.
If he plays a creature. Maybe he's just doing it for the +2 ability. Like, +2 do nothing he would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the Fate Seals of the bonus.
Right.
He's just trying to +2. Sure.
Well, and also, like, you get a little bit of selection.
Yeah, the minor selection is the bonus. I mean, like, upping the Jace so that it can't die to those factories is pretty huge.
That's fair.
So, I mean, he's going to
Oh,
deed.
wow,
What's
Pride
that?
Mage.
Oh, wow. That's brutal.
Yeah, that was
That's
filthy.
so brutal. Even if he draws another deed, this game is almost over.
Yeah.
That's so brutal. Wow.
Yep. Got to Dredge Life from the loam again.
Sure. Yeah. Wow. But do you see, like, even if he didn't have the mage, Pride Mage now, like, those Mistress Factories are going to start attacking when Jace is on 9. Like, I
Yeah.
mean...
Brainstorm here.
Yeah. He's got to like his positioning now. Paulo's one card in his hand, like... Best case scenario, Paulo top decks a... Deed, followed by a Jace. That's the best case, and James is still looking good if he does that.
Yeah. So he has swords and something else.
Yep, just all those cards seem dead, but when you're getting rid of a Mistress Factory, it's...
Yeah. Play another
It's a
deed.
deed, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, do you... Oh, you're on 2, never mind. Yeah, you just have to...
Oh yeah,
Deed
we weren't
determined.
thinking of life totals at all.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
why
we're
isn't
just
he
like staring the
attacking?
resource
Oh,
war.
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, no, he's at 2. Looked over at the other screen, right.
Does Jace have like a
Paulo's at 2.
-1 lightning bolt something or something like that?
Yeah, no, that's realistic.
Psionic Blast. That'd be a cool Jace ability.
So, do you throw Mistress Factory under the bus here? Because, like, you don't know that he
He's
has
dead.
Swords to Plowshares. Well, no. But, like, you can just activate and block. And then next turn, Dredge Life from the loam, cast it.
If he activates,
And-
if he activates, he's
Factory,
dead.
he's dead, correct.
Yes. Oh.
Right, yeah, no, there's actually a decision here. Right, because, like, you could get the sword, but, like, if he has Swords to Plowshares, then you're dead. But why would he have swords in his hand? Why would he have kept that with Jace? Like, that's what Paulo's thinking about right now.
I think you have to blow the deed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paulo just plays around
Yep.
everything.
Yep. He can't worry about the sword because that means he has another creature, and if there's another creature, he's already in bad shape because he's hellbent. Like, I
Right.
think that, yeah, I agree with that play totally. That's
Right,
why
but,
he makes
I mean,
the big bucks.
it's not like a very obvious.
No,
like,
no,
easy,
not
easy
at all.
play.
It's not obvious at all. That's why he gets paid the big bucks to play Magic. Like,
Right.
I mean, a less experienced player.
Because
like,
he
he's
thought
got,
about that.
He's got 2 cards in hand. Why would he leave the swords in his hand? Oh, I'm dead. Like, you know, Paulo might be a 1% to win this game, but the
Yeah.
other way he's a 0. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Wait, didn't James brainstorm first? Or did he cast brainstorm? Yeah, no. Okay.
this is, okay. Zenith. Oh, whoa. He knew it was there.
How do you do that?
So, yep, he got a Knight of the Reliquary, and after board, he will probably be using those for Thrun the Last Trolls.
Yeah.
But there are still Damnations and Edicts to be had.
Very much so.
Alright, so... I don't think
I don't think that Paulo can possibly win this game because, I mean, given what James has.
at this point, I would start brainstorming with Jace.
Yeah.
Because now, the Mistress Factories pose infinite chump blockers.
Yeah. With Life from the Loam.
Yeah. Not infinite because your opponent can't draw cards. So if
Right.
your opponent's not drawing cards, you're winning.
Right.
But
I mean, but it doesn't matter at this point. Just
Yeah.
You get to kill both of his factories.
I can't see
this
what Jace is on. Like, he might be on 11 or on 7. I don't know what it's on right now.
turn. Yeah, I think it's on either 9 or 11. Zenith for 2.
But this one's going to get a Kasai Pride Mage so that he can kill a factory.
Oh, right. And so he has swords for one and Pride Mage for the other.
That is correct.
That's very good.
Yep.
So he just attacks here. Doesn't equip.
Sure. Yep. He's got the mana to do it. He doesn't need to equip. Because even after swords doing it, I think it's still lethal. Yep, there goes the Pride Mage to Baboom. He's going to activate the other one in response.
Yeah.
No, he shouldn't have done that like that.
Why?
Okay, well, I mean, he should have activated with a different mana and pumped it in response. So
To
that
gain one more life?
Yeah, but then in response to the pump, he would just swords it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, fair enough. You gain one more life, but he wouldn't have worked it either way. So okay.
Right.
Word to our sponsors.
GamingCenter.com always wants to remind you to blame Kibler. Go to GamingCenter.com for Blame Kibler monster binders, t-shirts, and all your Magic singles and accessory needs. You could also blame Kibler on Facebook if you really want to. Go to tinyurl.com/blame Kibler. That'll redirect you to the Facebook fan page. And of course, use the coupon code of GD's Live to save 10% off your entire purchase on Gaming Etc. Thanks Gaming Etc. for supporting us and helping us bring you guys live Magic coverage throughout the entire weekend.
Why blame yourself from luck when you can blame Kibler?
Okay, I'm gonna step out for a sec. We've got the always excellent Gavin Verhey here, who's going to step in for game 2. But I'll be back in a bit.
Oh, sorry about that. I guess they could. Oh, my mic was off. If you guys missed that, it was Blame Kibler from
I'm actually kind of sick this weekend, like, and not in the good way.
Let's not get me sick then. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. No, it's actually just a big strategy to make sure you don't win the Invitational. Jerry put me up to it. So.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting.
So
I feel that he is also vested in me trying to do well.
All right, fair. It's true. I've been watching this match from behind you guys, and it's pretty interesting stuff going on here. Paulo is playing really well.
Yeah. And like I said, I was saying that I think Paulo's favored in this matchup, but like I said, Paulo's playing a deck like it's got cantrips and draw spells, but it's 3 colors. It's greedy. It plays Mistress Factories and Wastelands. Like it's playing 4 Wasteland and 4 Mistress Factory in his 3-color deck.
Yeah.
He
And
can
how
get
many
punished.
lands? How many lands is he playing?
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 24 lands.
Okay, so
he's
that's
playing
probably
24
one more.
lands. 8 of them do not produce colored mana.
Yep.
So he's liable to hit. I mean, he's capable of hitting bad draws. He's capable of hitting awkward draws with, like something like that game. Like he had 2 lands, but one of them was a wasteland.
Right. Yeah.
So this kind of James' deck is very well positioned to punish him with cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor in it, and like just an overwhelming threat diversity, everything from Dillion Clicks to now after board Thruns.
Yeah,
Like,
the Thruns are a big deal here.
I feel like Paulo is it really has to keep the game under control. Like James should be going to beat down in this matchup.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I think he has to go to beat down. He has to get a pretty good start, and that game he got a pretty good start, but he capitalized by being able to having Paulo be mana screwed. But I think if Paulo can just hit his land drops consistently, not get blown out by Wasteland, not lose the tempo advantage, which will have the advantage on the play. By being on the play, he can definitely get out ahead of James here. I feel like Paulo is ahead definitely in this game too. But in game 3, if there's a game 3, if James is on the play again, it might be a little rough for Paulo. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean James does have dazes also. Like
yeah, the dazes are big.
Decks, like these kind of decks with these like Wastelands factor, like all these like decks with counterspell standstills, they cannot. Daze is one of the best cards against them because they're always so tight, compact on mana, and like James managed to fit Daze in his deck, and that's.
Yeah, I mean he's playing no Force of Wills, which is a big thing.
Sure, yeah, I mean he's got to have some kind of permission in there.
I mean the way these Bant mid-range decks normally work is they just try and press the tempo all the way down. So you just get out fast. You like turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 Knight, and then you just press the tempo. You like daze something or like misstep something, play Jace, and they force them to continually deal with their threats, and you just get ahead of them. And if you're on the draw, that's a lot harder to do.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, I think so too. I mean, Like I said, it doesn't seem like James' deck is the one that
One-
can. It seems like it seems really all over the place.
One Tarmogoyf, huh?
Yeah, and like I said, like, this deck seems really all over the place, James's, but it's really like, it seems much more. It seems almost more consistent than Paulo's in a way because it's able to establish a threat and like have counter magic and even like removal and like stuff like that. So, but Paulo on the other hand, he can get like weird draws where he draws too many counter spells to an already resolved creature,
Right.
or draw too many removal spells to an already resolved Jace.
All right, there's always the issue with standstill where
Yeah.
it's really sketchy to
Yep.
on the draw it gets a little worse. No, mental misstep helps fix that a little
Yeah.
bit, but beyond the draw with standstill can be a big problem because you look at down at standstill, you don't know if it's going to draw you cards. Like
Sure.
you can't play if they have any kind of threat.
And you could also have a great hand, like 2 factories, 2 lands, and a standstill. Some counter spells, and they can play Thrun.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you draw 3 cards, and you don't hit a Damnation or an Edict. These things happen. Or they fetch land in response to get a Dryad Arbor, sack the Dryad Arbor instead of the Thrun. There's so many.
How do you feel the players are sideboarding in this matchup, especially Paulo? I mean, let's look at Paulo and.
All right, so
see how he's
Paulo, I
sideboarding.
believe he will be boarding in.
So, all right, first he's got access to 3 Thoughtseize. Do you think he wants Thoughtseize here?
I don't know, probably not. I mean, it feels like these are a lot of some of these cards are a lot of do the same thing sort of things. Like if he looks at his hand and sees like a Solid Pride Mage, a Stoneforge Mystic, a Daze, and neither Reliquary, like what's he gonna do? Like take the Knight, leave a Stoneforge Mystic, or take the Mystic? I feel like he's better off trying to deal with the threats as his opponent taps mana to play them. Whereas the ability to counter them first, and if they don't counter, kill them.
Okay.
Remember, James is only trying to kill with creatures, fair creatures.
Right, right.
He's not Progenitus or Emrakul. He's killing with fair creatures. So Paulo has the ability to counter them, and if they resolve, kill them. I don't feel like he needs to preemptively take them out of the hand.
I mean, well, looking at Paulo's deck list, how many cards are we taking out here? I mean, Brainstorms obviously are staying in. Do you like Force of Will in this kind of matchup?
On the draw.
On the play versus the draw. Now,
Oh,
forcing.
he's on the play right now.
Yeah, Paulo's on the play right now.
Again, it sort of falls into the thoughts thing. Like if your opponent plays like a Mystic and you use 2 cards to kill it, now you're stuck with dealing with a Knight of the Valkyrie or Jace. I think he probably has to leave it just because of Jace. He has to respect his opponent. Like his inability to deal with Jace, unless he has his own Jace.
Okay.
A quick update on the other match. Brian Elliott is up 1 game against Reed Duke in the other side of the bracket.
okay.
Yeah, Brian Elliott playing a really interesting Hive Mind deck.
Yeah.
Local guy, I know. So mental misstep. I
would
think
cut
you
them
have.
with the missteps.
You would cut them. Let's see. What cards do we have? We have his missteps, which is kind of.
Meh.
And you have swords and hierarchs and brainstorms, and you can definitely nab. I think hitting brainstorm or hierarch on turn 1 is pretty big.
Is it?
So, because I feel like when you're on the draw, the next strategy is to press the tempo, and if you're on the draw, like a turn 1 hierarch can get you out it pretty far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I can see cutting forces and leaving in missteps.
Yeah, I can see cutting the forces, but especially because on the play he can leave the spell snares and he can leave the counter spells in.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can leave the counter, on the draw. I would take out the counter
Yeah,
spells.
it's really interesting how Paulo wants to sideboard very differently on play than draw. I don't.
It's all legacy decks like this.
I think though that isn't mental misstep even better on the draw because like you can't afford for them to play turn 1
That's what
double
I'm saying.
hierarch.
Yeah, because and same with force. Like I think force and misstep get better depending on whether you can cut spell, snare, and counter spell.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
I agree. Counter
and don't
spells
forget, there's
probably can
also
go
things
out.
like there's also you don't want mental misstep when your opponent plays a zenith for 5. Whereas the force will stop that problem
Right.
because getting that thrun. You don't want him to get thrun. He says he only has 1 thrun here, but there's actually 4 or 5 thruns because there's greens and zeros.
Right.
And I don't know. I feel Paul will have a hard time dealing with the thrun. But
Yeah. We'll have a hard
Will have a
time.
hard time
Yeah,
dealing with
it is very problematic for
He has
Paulo's deck.
Damnation.
He does. He's got 2 of them, right?
Damnation.
1 main deck. Oh, no, that's a dismember. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got 1 in the sideboard.
Well, the players
Alright.
are shuffled up here.
All right.
And
Polluted Delta
both
from
two-
Paulo.
Both players keep. And it looks like Paulo has 3 lands altogether, 2 deeds. He's a lot of lands in this hand. I think it's like a 4 land hand.
Okay. So there's the hierarch from James, and once he had a misstep there, I think would have been huge. So I'm curious to see if Paulo boarded. Is that a dismember peeking out in Paulo's hand?
I'm trying to see. I can't see what that card is.
It looks like dismember to me.
What do we have here?
Oh,
Is PV winning?
Paulo is down a game.
And which deck is his opponent?
You want to get in here?
His opponent's playing natural. Not natural. I'm sorry. Bant without forces.
looks like Wasteland on Underground Sea from James, Wastelanding Paulo's Underground Sea.
This deck also got 11th place.
Sylvan Library from James. Gonna press the card advantage there.
I mean, I'll sit down for a second.
Okay.
Martin Hughes is
So
joining us in
we
the booth
have-
right now.
Hi, Martin. So we have Wasteland for Paulo's Underground Sea, and that's another thing about Noble Hierarch. Decks with Noble Hierarch and Wasteland are so much more powerful because if they go turn 1 Hierarch, they can now their land drop. They're losing their land drop to kill yours, but it's not really because they still have the 2 mana to your 1 now,
Right.
Or even
And-
0.
And one thing that goes back to the Bant deck wanted to
Yeah.
press the advantage because you just
Yep.
gain a small advantage. You can kill their
Sure.
lands, you can keep up your counter magic.
Yeah, exactly.
And cards like Daze, Wasteland, you just reduce your opponent's options, and that's what that deck
For
wants,
sure.
wants to do. And with Sylvan Library, you can get out.
And if you look at it, there
further.
aren't that many decks in the format playing Noble Hierarch and Wasteland,
Right.
and I think that's a really it's just a real strong combination.
Now that's kind of rough for James here. He doesn't have a play this turn.
He's a Sylvan Library.
I mean, he has Sylvan Library.
Assuming he goes, what's in his hand? Like, assuming he goes, like, he has a Spell Pierce in his hand. That'll get rid of any pesky deeds.
And he just passed the turn, right?
Who did? Paulo?
I thought James just passed the turn to Paulo.
James has to turn it. I
Yeah,
believe
so
he
so James just passed his third turn
yeah, he has a swords in his hand.
or second turn, a third turn.
I don't know. Would you leave the swords in here if you're James?
Well, let's see. You can hit Mishra's Factory and
That's it.
Vendelian Clay. Oh no,
No,
sorry, that's the wrong deck.
it's literally
Mishra's Factory. That's it.
In the whole list, all I can do is Mishra's Factory.
I don't like this
That is
leaving
the swords
swords
in
in.
his hand, right?
Unless
It
it's
is?
possible he had too many cards to. Yeah, that's swords. I think that's 2 swords actually.
And one's a sword and one's a swords. One's a sword of Feast of Famine and one's a sword of Plowshares.
All right, there's a Maelstrom Pulse in Sylvan Library
Come on,
Spell
Paulo!
Pierce.
and Pierce. All right, looks like Paulo's hand is Jace, 1 or 2 Pernicious Deeds. I think there might be another land in there potentially. Currently, his board state is Mishra's Factory with Tropical Island Underground Sea versus Sylvan Library, Windswept Heath Forest, Noble Hierarch. I'm surprised he didn't even attack with that. All right, did it? Paulo didn't have Mishra's Factory
No,
untapped. He just played it this
he
turn, right?
tapped the Noble Heart to make blue for Spell Pierce, so he wouldn't have to use his fetch land.
Okay.
I mean, that's certainly worth more than 1 damage because the fetch land is huge with
Sylvan Library,
Like,
yeah.
Sensei's Divine top on your upkeep. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
It's huge. And in this matchup, James can even afford to take 4 points here and there.
Yeah, I mean, because the damage is not
Yeah,
going to eat him
Like I
alive.
said, the only damage source Paulo has his entire deck is 4 Mishra's Factory. And James left the swords in. He can even swords the factory. So James could practically take 12 damage off of his Sylvan Library in this matchup.
All right, and there's the 1th run from James
That is the
Rikowitz.
run. Will he be the last troll this time?
Well, he's certainly the only troll in this matchup.
Run is trolling.
Now, Paulo has a deed, but as long as James is careful enough to keep up mana to regenerate his run, he should be
Yeah.
fine.
Deed is
Something grid. No, like it costs 2 mana. You can tap it to at 3. You can untap it for 4. What's the name of the 2-minute artifact?
Let's see.
But it doesn't untap, and you can.
Grim Monolith.
Yeah, Green Monolith.
Attacks with run, chopping Paul's life further.
That's Mana Vault. to
Yeah,
go on top.
yeah.
Pays 1 and gets rid of the deed.
Oh my god. I mean, that is just dirty.
He's not gonna.
Wow.
He's not gonna
I mean, yeah, like I said, he has the Sylvan Library going. He's bound to have some good draws with it.
Yep. Yeah, especially one just like you said. Also, he can just afford to take a ton of damage off that Sylvan.
Yeah, I mean,
There's another deed for Paulo. But I think James is going to get Sword of Feast and Famine to connect this turn.
oh boy.
And that is a bad spot for Paulo Vito
Yeah,
Damadorosa.
that run is hitting for 5 because of Exalted.
Right, 5 because of Exalted, and then it'll hit for 2 more if he plays out the sword,
Yeah.
and plus shred a card from Paulo. Now, I'm sure you might be afraid of Force of Will.
I mean, he's
But-
not afraid of the Force Will because there's already a deed in play. So if Paul's going to waste a Force on a sword, that's going to get deeded anyway.
Right, right.
James is the Sylvan Library in play. He does not care if one of his spells gets Force Willed, no matter what spell it is.
Right.
He will draw more.
I thought he had another Pride Mage in his hand. Did
Are we
did I
dead?
see a card wrong?
I mean, Paulo is not looking very good this game. Run is trolling.
Is that oh, that's a Nether Query. Sorry, I thought that was a Pride Mage. He was going to use to blow up this deed.
No, I'm not gonna show with you guys.
Otherwise, it would have been sick. You sword up your guy, then kill off Pernicious Deed, but that was another Reliquary. So there's Crack Fetch Land for James. And he's going to cast the Knight?
Sword.
Oh, so
Yeah,
he does play the sword.
yeah. And he doesn't care about it getting countered. He really doesn't.
Yeah. And equips. And
And
serves.
that's the game, boys.
Poor Paulo.
Alright. Paulo discards a card.
Yeah.
This card's a standstill.
That is a huge swing. That is 7 points.
Yeah.
That's half of Paulo's life total there.
And yeah, so that was
Oh,
a pride mage.
there's a pride
That-
mage.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Paulo doesn't have a land. He can't even have damnation here.
Yep. And there's the play I was talking about.
Yeah.
Pride mage down the deed. And I think our Brazilian
And in your
Mastermind.
upkeep, thanks for playing.
might come to a close. Let's see. Passes back. Paulo draws another card. That's a brainstorm. We're gonna see a little more action for Paulo here.
Yep. I mean, he could always hit a Diabolic Edict.
Doesn't he have a
There's
hierarchy play?
damnation. Oh yeah, there's a hierarchy. Yeah.
All right, and that's
Oh.
it. James Rinkowitz defeats Paulo Vitor Dama de Rosa to make it to the finals here at Grand Prix
Oh,
Providence.
in the second match, the Hive Mind guy has Hive Mind, backed Force.
Blue pack, right?
Yeah, blue pack, Force, blue card, and a green